guys, I'm glad you're back. Heidi here from Heidi'sArtStudio.com. Today we are going to do a drawing of frogs in love for Valentine's Day. We will start with a pencil drawing, and at that point you can decide whether or not you want to just make it a simple drawing where you use Prismacolors or color pencils or markers to color it in. Or if you want to take that next step and work on some watercolor, we'll do that in the next video. So here we go. We're going to get started. All you need to start is just a blank piece of paper. Now, if I was making it onto a card and I wanted to be really careful that I made it the right size so it wasn't too big or too small, I would take a piece of photocopy paper, and if my card was this big, I just fold it in half and I would do my drawing on this side. If my card is even smaller, then I would fold it again and I would draw my drawing within these borders. It's your decision. You can decide what you want to do. But assuming we're going to do watercolor later on, I just wanted to show you, you can also purchase watercolor cards. Now these are by Strathmore. I know Canson also has some cards. They come flat, you fold them, and then you can either draw directly on here. I don't usually do that, but you can if you want. I like to draw on scratch paper first and then put it on my card, or even I'll draw on a separate piece of watercolor paper. You can also get for you some watercolor paper and a pad, something like this. You could fold it in half. You can also use the mixed media. This has to be a heavier weight paper. And the only thing about heavyweight paper, you're going to need something to press out the fold. So you have a nice sharp fold and it's not all broken and crinkly. Now you could make a card that size, or that can be cut, and just like we did with the other paper, you can fold it again to make a smaller size. That's totally up to you. I kind of like this size if I was using a piece of watercolor paper. I think it would be easier to manage. All right, so let's get started. All you need is a pencil, an eraser. If it's a drawing, you're going to use your Sharpie. If it's not a drawing, just the pencil is fine. So the first thing we want to do is we want to come down at the bottom. We don't want to make it all the way up high because we have the top of the mushroom's going to be up here. So we're going to somewhere right about here. We're going to start with the first frog's eyes. Oftentimes, if I don't know how to start, I start with the eyes first. And I'm going to put a little black pupil in there. I'm just going to go angle down because he's looking over here, and I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to do another pupil, which is a circle shaded in. Great job. Now we're going to go between the eyes, and down below we're going to put two little dots for the nose. The next step is to come to the eye, curve up and over the eye, line down line that angles towards the other one, curve up and over just a little bit. Now we're going to come to the side of the face, come down, and we're going to go straight into the mouth right here and curve up. Now we've got the mouth, two eyes, and a nose. The back is going to be a curve like this, and then we're going to stop. We're going to come down and do his arm next. So what guides me is the eye, the mouth. The arm is right below the mouth, about right here. We'll put our pencil. We'll make a line that it's not a perfectly straight line. It sort of angles and curves a little bit like that. We're going to move right next door. follow the line we made, and stop. Now we're going to put his toes in. Curve out and in. Stop. Curve down and back up. Stop. Curve over and back in. Great job. Thank you for doing that. Okay, now we're going to come here, put a pencil here, and we're going to make his belly. We're going to curve right down to where his fingers start and stop. Then we're going to come up on this side, and we're going to curve, but we're going to swing up this far. We don't want to touch here. We want to be down further because his leg, back leg, folds around. So now that we've done that, we're going to put our pencil right here, and we're going to curve around to make a knee, and then we're going to stop. We're going to make his toes, one toe, curve, line down, curve, kind of like, looks like a candy cane. Come back up, do it again. I really don't know how many toes the frog has, but I'm going to hide one right in there, like that. Okay, now that we've done that, we're going to come over here, and we're going to put another hand and arm. So 2 lines. Again, curve for the finger, curve down and up, and do it again, and come in. You can also put his back foot here with just showing his toes, something like that. Now that he is done, let's do the other frog. So we're looking at his eyes. Right here, we're going to jump over maybe about this far. And we're going to draw another circle for an eye, but this time the pupil is on the other side, so they're looking at each other. We're going to jump over, do it again. Now, how far you space your eyes will determine on how big your frog is going to be. Again, we're going to do the same thing, starting over here on this eye. We're going to curve up and over, a little bit of a line down line, curve up and over, come down, put his 2 little dots for his nose. Then we're going to put our pencil here, come down, go into the smile, do his backside, one big curve on this one. This is different. We're going to do one big curve like this. I don't want to go too far down. I want to go about the same level. So I'm going to stop about right there. I can always come back to it. The next thing we're going to do is his arm. So I'm going to use the mouth as the guideline. I'm going to pretend it starts about right here. Put my pencil here. Curve this way, go into a toe. Angle down, come back up. Angle away and down, come back up. Follow the arm line and stop. Now I have something to go to, and I'll continue the bottom part of the frog this way. I'm going to put his tummy in, which starts right here under his mouth, and then I'm going to curve like this. Kind of looks like an egg, but that's okay. We're going to start working on things to make it more frog-like. So right back here, I use that arm as my guide. About right here, I'm going to put his knee. It'll be the candy cane shape. Curve up, come back down, so like you're drawing a candy cane. Go into those toes. Angle away, come back in, and draw down, curve up, angle over this way, and then come back up, touch his belly. He has another arm. Again, we're going to do 2 lines, like 1 and 1 like 2. Make sure you give yourself space to make the toes. And remember, this is all in pencil. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. You can just correct it. Don't erase it. Correct it, and then erase if you want to. Because I'll show you a little technique at the end on how to transfer your drawing onto another piece of paper. So here we go. Let's finish the toes. Angle down, come up, angle over, come up, angle to the side, come back in. Now, this particular frog has a knee that goes this way. So we're going to draw that candy cane shape on this side. Come in towards the arm, come back like this, and then make a toe and come back up like that. Now you can, if you want to try to fit something in, you can kind of go like this if you want to. You can go like this if you want to, and then see how I made that shape. I can come back and I can make my erasing that way. I wanted to make sure it fit. Okay, so here we have two frogs. Now let's get the cute little courting mushroom that's behind the frogs. So I'm going to start with this frog's knee. I'm going to curve up and over like that. It's a fat stem. And on this side, I'm going to use the finger, his toe, and curve up, and then I'm going to come up and stop. That's the stem of the mushroom. You can make it as fat or skinny as you want. You're the artist. You make the choices on your pieces of art. We make a curve. This is where the cap of the mushroom is attached. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down a little bit, and I'm going to draw a curve that turns up, circles around. It's not a perfect circle by all means. It's just a rounded shape. And it comes back down, and I'm kind of keeping my eye about where I started so I can put an imaginary line and connect. Now this is the cap. This is what's underneath. And so I'm going to start here, and I'm going to curve up, move over, curve up, move over, curve up. Kind of straight up and down. I have to switch. I'm curving a different direction now. Because it's circular, I have to switch my curves. This side, we curve up this way. On this side, we curve up this way. And we're going to keep doing that. And then because it's going behind, I'm going to start getting a little closer than I was in the front to show some depth. To show that this is behind. We're seeing it at a different angle. They look closer together. And then you might have more lines than me. You might have less. It doesn't matter. It's just the idea. The next thing is we're going to finish the top of the mushroom. And we're going to start about here. And we're going to swing out a little bit. You see, I'm not going out too far. And I'm going to start here too. I just want to show you about how far I want to come out and up. And then I'm going to stop. And now I'm going to, and you can make this, you can make it big and round. You can make it tall and pointy. Really, it's whatever you want. You can decide. Now, since Valentine's Day is coming up, and since these are frogs in love, I think I'm going to put, instead of spots that are circles or polka dots, I am going to put hearts. And you can put hearts, or you can put circles, or you can put stripes, or you can put nothing. It's kind of up to what you want to do and however much you want to put into your drawing. Okay, you can leave it at that if you want to, and we can just call it quits. Or you can come in and you can draw blades of grass behind the frogs. And it's very, very simple. All you have to do is touch the knee, and you can make it straight or make it wobbly. You can make it any kind of a line, come back, and then just follow the line you did down the middle to show the crease in the blade. Maybe it's turning, so we can come here and turn down, come back on the knee, turn over off the page, no worries, come back. Come back over here. Maybe there's one back here behind the frogs right here. I'll come up. I'll come back down. I'm pretending I'm going through the frog. I'll come back down like this. And that's how you overlap. You just pretend you're going through, but you're not. You just start. And that way you know where to stop and where to start. And let's put a couple more behind this frog here. That just kind of gives an interesting place for your frogs to be living. I'm going to turn this leaf and blade of grass and come down. I'm coming, see how I pretended and I came down like that? You can do that. You can add another one if you wanted to, or you can stop. I think I might do one more. It's not a perfect line, it just sort of turns, and I'm going to go like this. And there you have it, frogs in love. So now, if you are going to make this your original drawing, I'm going to show you what you're going to do. You're just going to shade it in, and or not really shade, but you're going to copy all your pencil lines with now. For any reason, if this is the end of your drawing, then all you have to do is erase. Hold your paper down so you don't cause it to rip or wrinkle, which is easy to do, especially if you're using copy paper. Drawing paper is a little tougher, but it can still rip. So I'm going to do that first. Then take your brush or your hand, and there you have it. Now, so if you want to transfer your drawing onto a card, onto another piece of paper, let's say it's watercolor paper, it might even be a canvas. It could be a bigger piece of paper. It doesn't matter. But if you want to transfer it, and let's say you had some mistakes here, but you went ahead and you corrected them, flip it over, take your pencil, use the flat edge of your pencil, and what we've done is we've created our own transfer paper. Next step is we're going to get a fresh sheet of paper, the one that you're going to make a card on, or one you're going to make, you want this to be, maybe it's a painting. You can put it on a piece of canvas board if you wanted to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have it where I want it. And then I'm going to get a piece of tape. Okay, just make sure it is exactly where you want it. And what we're going to do is we're going to tape it down directly on your table, or if this is inside a drawing board, on top of your drawing board. And what I just use this all-purpose, it's a general-purpose masking tape made by Duck. I actually just go to Walmart and I go in their paint section, and for about $1, you can buy this kind of masking tape. Now, there's a reason I'm sharing that. I've noticed that whenever my students buy more expensive masking tape, the tape is not quite, it's too strong, and it often rips the paper. So this has been a really good, mild masking tape. I've used it for years, and I really appreciate it. So what we're going to do, I need to find the end, which is not that easy to find. There we go. Okay. So you don't need much. You just need about this much of tape, and I'm going to break it into small pieces, and you're just going to tape in 4 places. This keeps your drawing from moving. And again, if you made a mistake and there's nothing you can do about it, or on the original paper, you can transfer so you don't waste your good drawing, and you can correct it on the original paper, then come back and transfer what you want. Now at this point, I usually use a colored pencil or a ballpoint pen, you know, just something like a ballpoint pen, a color pencil. I'm going to use a color pencil because the black ink, you're not going to see where I'm going. But with a colored pencil, and actually this is not a colored pencil. Let me grab my, okay, here we go. I found one. Of course, it needs to be sharpened. You're going to press fairly heavy. You don't want to rip the paper. You don't want to do anything like that. You don't want to like push too heavy, but you definitely want to press firmly. This firm pressing. We just take 2 pieces and we peek, and look at that. It's done. We've got, make sure everything's transferred, and then you can lift it up. Now you can save this, and let's say you have a lot of greeting cards, a lot of gifts on Valentine's Day to give to so many different people. You just have to do one drawing, and you can transfer it over and over and over again on your cards, on your canvases, on your watercolor paper, on your drawing paper, whatever you want to do. So there you have it. We have our card ready to go, ready to paint. Now I'm going to do this on my own. Again, I'm going to meet you in the next video. So thank you again for watching. Definitely like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also visit me on Instagram at Heidi's Art Studio, or check out my website, Heidi'sArtStudio.com. Until next time, have fun making art.